So Johnson's first day as Prime Minister is well and truly underway. He's formed a cabinet, he's made his first address to the House of Commons, and let's have a look at this cabinet. We've got Sajid Javid, the man who let a baby die because he didn't want to let them back into the country in Syria. We've got Priti Patel, the lady who advocated the return of the death penalty and who was forced to resign because she was having secret meetings with foreign diplomats. We've got Jacob Rees-Mogg, the man who preaches against abortion, says he's against abortion even in the cases of rape or incest, yet makes profit from abortion pills. We've got Dominic Grieve, who was forced to resign over leaking state secrets, essentially, about Huawei and all that other thing. Dominic Raab, who quit the last government, or quit Theresa May's government, because he couldn't support a Brexit deal that he negotiated. And that's just some of the names of the people that are in Johnson's cabinet. Proven liars. He's got a cabinet full of proven liars. And many of these did their lying only very recently. Grieve was sacked a few weeks ago and he's back in the cabinet, appointed by Boris Johnson. Priti Patel was sacked last year, back in the government, by Boris Johnson. And in his first address to the House of Commons, he said that he would love for Britain to leave the European Union with a deal. He would far prefer that over no deal. But in order to do that, he would have to make changes to Theresa May's deal. Never mind the fact that the EU have already said there will be no changes. This is your deal. You go on this deal or you go on no deal. That was their ultimatum. And they've said, don't waste any more time. And he wants to change Theresa May's deal. And he hasn't actually said anything about what he will change or how he will go about changing that deal. This is our government now. This is the state of the country. We're being run by a cabinet full of liars, topped by a demonstrable racist, a homophobe, a man who has made racist, homophobic comments, a man who has, as Mayor of London, wasted money buying water cannons that he couldn't legally use and commissioning buses where the back door didn't work and it had to be taken off the roads. A man who got stuck on a zip wire. And the only reason he survived being Mayor of London is because of his charisma at the time. He was a likeable personality. He was lovable. That's not going to hold it up. That's not going to sustain Johnson as Prime Minister. He has to deliver some actual results. He has to actually do something. And it looks like, thick and fast, we're crashing towards a no deal. Even though Boris Johnson voted for May's deal. He supported May's deal. As much as he criticised it in the House of Commons earlier today, he actually voted for it. And he's got a man in his cabinet, as I say, who walked away over May's deal, but he negotiated that deal. He's got a cabinet full of charlatans, full of liars, and full of incompetent goons. How long will Johnson's government last? It's anybody's guess. Will it even last before the 31st of October? Who knows? Who knows? But something needs to change. He needs to deliver something. A new deal. Or you say, how are we going to get out without a deal, without it crippling the country? Because loads of industries have warned from Asda to the car manufacturing industry. They've all warned, no deal will crash this country. It will be horrendous. And yet he seems happy to go on with it. A part of me thinks, you know what, good, let it happen. Let no deal happen. Because at this stage, I think we fucking deserve it. I honestly think we deserve it. We keep letting these idiots get into power, and we won't vote for Jeremy Corbyn because he met someone once 20 years ago, and the papers told us he was a bad person. Something needs to change. The next election, we need to vote somebody in who's actually going to make a difference. Personally, I think the best plan is to crash out without a deal, let all the economic fallout happen. The next election, we elect Labour in to pick up their pieces, because that's where they thrive, is domestic policy. That's where Labour really thrives. Is when it comes to education and housing and things like that. That is where they shine. So we need to let the Tories run their Brexit mess to the ground, run it out. Don't let Labour inherit the poison chalice before the end of Brexit, before the Brexit mess is done with. let the Tories run it out, because they started it, let them finish it. Brexit was called as a vanity project for David Cameron. He wanted to stop his party fighting with themselves. That worked, because he clearly, very clearly in my eyes, wanted a repeat of the Scottish independence referendum, because he had loads of people in Parliament calling for Scottish independence. So he held a referendum on it, fully expecting them to vote to remain in the UK, and they did. So he could say to anybody who was calling for Scottish referendum, calling for Scottish independence, you had your vote, you voted to stay, sit down, shut up, it's a non-issue. And ironically enough, now we've got people who voted for Brexit saying, we had a vote, we voted to leave, let's get on with it, it's a non-issue, when it was Cameron who expected to be saying that after we voted to remain. So that blew up in his face. He pissed off. They rolled out Theresa May as the bullet sponge. She got all worn out, and now Boris Johnson is being rolled out as a bullet sponge. The Tory party is dying. It's dying. It's in its last days. The Tory government is coming to an end at last after 10 years of austerity, 10 years of cutbacks, of people freezing to death on our streets, of pensioners dying with nothing in the cupboard, of kids going to school hungry. It's coming to an end. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.